Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this Pan Pride makeup look. So if you'd like to see how I do this, just keep on watching. Okay, so starting off, I went in with the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. I actually have the original one, but they do have the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I'm pretty sure they have pretty similar colors in it. And I just took that really hot pink shade and I dipped a brush in it ever so lightly because it is a pretty intense shade. And it didn't. This palette doesn't really have a good transition pink shade in it for the look I wanted to go for. So I'm just using this shade as a transition shade, and I'm going to be packing it on a lot brighter later. But I'm just dipping it in very, very lightly, and then bringing it into my crease, but only stopping at halfway. If you saw how the look turned out, it's because it's going to be blue on the other side. And then I just slowly, gradually build up that color little by little. And I didn't want to have to dip into another palette. I wanted to have just one palette for this whole look. Well, I actually did have to dip into another one for the shimmery center yellow shade. But then for the mattes, I was like, okay, you know what? I just want to make sure I don't have to flip-flop between too many different palettes. And then I just took a clean blending brush and I made sure to buff out those edges nice and softly. And then this is where I start to pack it on a lot more intensely on the lid. As you can see, I'm only doing it on about the inner third, kind of dragging it a little toward the center because I am going to be going in with concealer to cut out the center for the halo. Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Okay, and then next I'm going in with this blue shade. I'm doing the same kind of concept because since I did just the one tone of pink in different, well actually, yeah, it's the same tone of pink, but then just different shades of it, if that makes sense, like gradients of the same shade or tone. We're gonna just pretend like I'm making sense. And I didn't want to have to use multiple shades on the outer corner because I felt like it would look too different, if that makes any sense. So I went in with the blue that I wanted to have all over the outer third of my lid. And I dipped in with my brush very, very lightly, just like I did with the pink. And then I'm running it into my crease and on the outer corner. And when I hit the center where the pink is, I lightly blend them together because if you blend pink and blue, you're going to get purple. So I just made sure to barely brush it together, but then make it like a nice, still soft transition at the same time. And then as you can see here, I'm just packing that blue on the outer corner of my eye. And then when I packed on that color, I wanted to make sure when I did the more intense color on the crease area to really blend that in as well with the blue and the pink. And then on a flat little smudger brush, I am just running that pink shade along the lower crease of my lower eye. The lower crease of my lower eye, that didn't make sense. The lower crease of my lower lash line, yes? Okay, okay, moving on. And then I took that blue shade and I just popped it right onto the outer third on my lower lash line. And then just taking some concealer, I am going to be cutting out the center of my lids. As you can see, I have my eyes completely relaxed. And then I kind of, because I do have pretty hooded eyes, and then also they are slightly uneven. So it's kind of hard to get them exact to each other. And I'm not, my eyes are so hooded to where if I put a dot of concealer on my lid and then look up, you can't even see it because it's that hooded. It's just because it folds over differently than a lot of people's hooded eyes do when my eyes are completely relaxed and I look upward. So I have to do it to where I'm looking straight forward and then put just a little itty bitty dot of where I want the top of the halo to be and then drag it down and then do what I'm doing right here, which is just filling in the center and then blending it out into the colors. With
paper crowns. Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Just stay right here with me.
Okay, and then next I went into the BH Cosmetics Foil Eyes palette and I took this shimmery yellow shade and I'm just putting that all over the concealer I just laid down and making sure it's nice and blended in with the pink and then also with the blue.
Love is not fiction, but this time the story's about a king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. A king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns.
And then I'm someone who likes to go back and forth with the mattes and the shimmers to make sure they're nice and blended. So I tapped a little bit of the pink where those two colors met, same with the blue, and then I go back in and I put a little bit more yellow and it kind of helps to like meld everything together really nicely.
Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Just stay right here with me. Love is not fiction, but this time the story's about a king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns.
And then just using that same brush, I'm running that same yellow color on the inner 2/3 of my lower lash line. And then I did this with the pink too, I just forgot to show it, but I'm just intensifying the crease area where the blue meets the yellow, and then I did the same with the pink where the pink meets the yellow in the crease, just to give it a little more definition. And then I went into the lighter yellow shade in that same Foil Eyes palette, and I'm just putting that directly on the center of my lid and just blending it outward so it's like the brightest in the center. And I do use this color, I believe, to also highlight the inner corners of my eyes.
With paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. You don't wanna leave. I'm the one to keep. Unknown enemies out of our fortress. With paper crowns.
And then for mascara, I went in with the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and I coated my top and lower lashes.
Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything.
And then I went in with the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in the shade Sunlight, and I used that to bronze up my cheeks and my bridge of my nose. So on Friday, I have another Shop My Stash look coming, and on Tuesday, I'm going to be starting my post-apocalyptic Disney series. I'm going to be starting with Elsa, so that is going to be on Tuesday, and then that following Friday is going to be my cream and liquid eyeshadow collection video. And then for blush, I went in with the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Coral. Yes, pretty sure it's Satin Coral. And then I use that to blush up my cheeks. And then the Tuesday after that, so after my cream and liquid eyeshadow collection on next Friday, on that next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing my post-apocalyptic Anna look for my series. And then I went into the Bella Cosmetics contour palette. I haven't used this in so long and I really like it. And I use that contour shade and I use that to carve out my cheekbones and my jawline. And this is also like another like shop my stash kind of look because I haven't used the Take Me to Brazil palette in so long. Same with this contour palette and same with the blush. Like I was like, why am I not using these products? So I'm going to make sure I start using them because I really do like all the makeup that I own. I don't own like a bunch of makeup, but like I do own a fair amount to where like I get into like stages where I'm like, oh, I love this, so I'm gonna just use it repeatedly. And then for highlight, I went into the BH Cosmetics Blacklight Highlight Palette and took the shade Queen and used that to highlight my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, no, just my cheekbones because I went in with a different color. I went in with the shade um, Electra to highlight my cupid's bow and the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. But yeah, I really enjoy like doing these shop my stash looks, and I'm going to make sure I like do nice and staggered regular makeup looks, and then like my more like character cosplay type looks. Like I'm gonna be staggering them out a lot better, so it's not just like a bunch of stuff in a series at once. And then finally for lips, I went in with the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick in the shade Oh My Dolly. And I already did my bottom lip, and I was like, oh, I forgot I was actually filming this, so let me film. And so yeah, I decided to actually turn my camera on. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this look. Sorry this was so chaotic yet again. I've just been like a weird voiceover like funk or something. I don't know. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and or if you want to, and I'll see you in my next one.